And if you're in a small business and you can't cop the 7% pay rise, you're going to have to let staff go. And we saw a slight uptick in unemployment. I think that worries people. I mean, there's one thing to have your mortgage go up. It's bloody hard to pay it if you haven't got a job, so that's a concern. And I've been banging on about this for nigh on a year now, this rapid uptick in our immigration, trying to catch up in a couple of months what we had in that the shutdown period over the pandemic. Now, this has been picked up, a well-made point today by the Chief Economist, Shane Oliver. Have a listen.
The problem is that we reopen the economy to immigrants very, very quickly. The problem with that is that we don't have the capacity to supply enough homes to the property market to house that number of people. And obviously that means higher rents. It's now meaning higher house prices. And that's a long-term ongoing problem.
And he made the point, Ross, that you and I have been making. Sure, increase your migration if you're going to do it, but please get the infrastructure in place. Have a plan to do it.
Oh, yeah.
And this is just basically a ramp up, and it's causing this huge pressure at the other end when people arrive.
So take it back to the Reserve Bank. And what were the pressures of this inflation that we saw? It's rents rising because you don't have enough accommodation. You're bringing in a lot more people to add even more pressure to those rents. We know that the construction industry is under enormous pressure right now because their costs have risen. And so ASIC, I think, said that there are 5 construction companies a day that are going broke right now, which doesn't allow you to build the houses you require to bring these new people into the country. So these pressures continue to build, which are all inflation, which add pressure for these interest rates to rise. So there's not one simple answer to this. There's myriad things that government needs to do effectively to try and get more accommodation built so that you can actually accommodate people when they come into the country.
And I'll just make one quick point before we go, Ross. The RBA's just got one lever. It's the cash rate, right? It's what we pay in our mortgages. It's all they have. Government's got an IR lever. It's got a minimum wage submission lever. It's got its own spending levers. It's got the pay rate, 15% pay rate to aged care. It's got a multitude of options to get this under control, to get inflation under control. But it likes to think and blame the RBA that it's all somehow Phil Lowe's fault.
Well, they're convenient to have the Reserve Bank there as, if you like, the one who can have the finger pointed at them. But you're right, government can do a lot itself in terms of its own spending and its constraint, but it takes longer to play out in the economy. The Reserve Bank can make moves quicker, change the behaviour, change demand in the economy. The problem is the household sitting out there right now is paying higher electricity prices, is paying for higher groceries, is paying for a range of other measures that are rising, including state government taxes, remember, and so really they're just in no position to try and avoid these taxes and these cost hikes as they come down the chain to them.
Ross Greenwood, thank you.